Welcome to the Face Your Grace podcast. I am Kate Nowlan, and I'm joined by my beautiful business partner, Kimberly Caccavo, and we are here to talk today about how to make a plan and stick to it. Because so often when women are starting businesses, it's really challenging. Do you want me to start again? Because you came into the...
No, it's okay. Just keep going. That's going to be a fun for our listeners.
Okay, great. Yeah, we have people behind the scenes just making sure my hair is not in the way of the mic, which it's not. But
as a side note to our listeners, you can watch these on our website. It's not just a
that's
Spotify.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah, you can actually watch us having so much fun, and you can realize why I called Kimberly so beautiful, because she is. We're here early morning recording this podcast. But we really want to, and this was our plan, right? Was to record this early. So we're talking about how do you make a plan and how do you actually stick to the plan. And so I think, to start it off, Kimberly, let's talk about how do we set goals and milestones, and what does that look like?
It's one of the most important things. I mean, for us in our old business, we planned that we would get up every day at 5:30, and at that time, we would set our goals for the day, sometimes our goals for the week or the month, and then we would keep each other accountable and make sure we stuck to them and that we did what we said we were going to do.
Absolutely, and we've even done this in this business where we built this business with specific calendar plans that we had where we were always going to meet, and then there's action items that we work off every single day, and it allows you to have that accountability. And I think when we talk about goal setting too, there's one thing where you're giving projections maybe to the outside world about what you want to do, and there's another thing of realistic goals that you can set and understanding what those are. So maybe you're opening up a coffee shop and you want to, what your rent's going to be, and you also understand what your overhead's going to be, but you want to be able to not be the person that's working there. You have to set the goals from a revenue standpoint in terms of how to get there. Right. And so I think that those goal settings allow you to then actually have your own accountability. And one of the advantages that we've had is having a business partner.
Right.
And that's a huge piece of accountability for both of us.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is when you're making these plans and sticking to them, you make time plans, you make financial plans, and you make goals, goals for the business. You want to be so big by when. You want to be able to employ so many people by which date or not, right?
Exactly.
But, and also plans that I want to make sure that my workplace is inclusive and fun. The other night, you were sick, so you couldn't come, but we had a get together with all of our old Grace by Grit girls.
Yeah.
And one of them, Vivian, was there, who had a baby she had a baby when she started working for us. She had a 3-month-old. And she said that the day her daughter crawled, she was driving past her old business and thought, I am so happy I'm here because I was able not only to have the fulfillment that comes from a job, but to watch my baby take her first crawling. I guess they're not steps. Her first
crawls.
Yeah. She took her first crawls with us. But it was a great moment for all of us, but that was one of our goals.
Yep.
Our goal was to create an environment where women could be women, but they could get stuff done.
Absolutely. And it's really, I think, creating that fun environment was something that was a priority and a goal for us. And it's something that we often had to go back to where we'd realize that the stress level was so high.
I mean, when we were screaming at each other?
Yeah, there might have been some of those moments.
We'd sometimes break into giggles after screaming. I think because the other people were so shocked. I was screaming. Were we screaming?
I think there was some tension. We both have some very loud voices and loud opinions. That's why we were able to do what we did. But I would say with that, we realized at those moments it was time to create some fun for our employees because you didn't want to create an environment. We didn't want to create an environment that was all stress.
Okay, wait. We have different ideas of fun because fun for Kate was, okay, get down, let's do 25 push-ups right now.
Yeah. True, but also, by the way, I had some goals of my own to stay in shape considering we were actually an athletic apparel company. I didn't want to just, one of the things that we did was we were so busy working, we actually lost some of the working out that drove us to actually start the business together. So, there was times that we had to go back and say, okay, what is that ethos of the business? What are our goals? What are the milestones we want to hit? And realizing that that we actually had hit milestones
Right.
and not even recognizing them. The other thing that I think is really valuable, and you touched on it before, was the good habit part.
Yes.
Because that is key to reaching your goals and to having those milestones. And it's something that I think both of us talk to people when we're mentoring them about. You have to create good habits that work for you too.
And in our business, one of the habits that we started when we realized we were getting more than one butt was to start walking when we had our meetings.
Oh, right. More than one butt. I was very confused by that, but now I get it.
No, well, I guess we each have our own butts.
We
but
do.
It looked like for a while we might each have two of them.
Yep, there was a little extra junk in the trunk.
Yeah.
That was from not working out as much and working
we
really
did.
hard. We did.
So for our meetings during the day, our poor employees too, we'd say, okay, come on, let's go.
Yeah, they weren't really thrilled on those meetings sometimes.
No.
They always knew when it was a walkabout that there was a different conversation to be had than in the office with a bunch of people too. But that being said, I think, those habits and making sure that we stuck to them was key. And I think that's a big piece. It's, breaking old habits can be really hard. And creating new ones can be really hard, but it's all about just the doing.
Right.
And I think ultimately you and I have that same fundamental feeling. It's just do it and keep doing it, and then eventually it's going to become a habit, and you're going to be drawn to going back to doing those things. So
right. And we're both list makers.
We are list makers.
Right.
I love my list.
We don't always get to everything on the list, but we put them down. For our meetings right now, we have an agenda. The only problem we have is that we're fun and our third partner's super fun.
Gosh, he's so fun that it's really hard sometimes to stick to the agenda.
Right.
We like to
He's
touch.
so handsome.
And he's so handsome.
He's so handsome.
Yeah,
I know.
Don't you wish he was right here?
I know. It's almost like he's somewhere in the room.
I know.
Listening to this right now. But all that being said, we could joke all day together. But I think when we really talk about this, it's about creating good habits. It's about creating goals, understanding what your milestones are, and then just making it happen. Because there's no better time to do that than right now. And when you start a business, it can be very overwhelming. So get yourself organized, create the habits, set
Make
the
a
goals.
list for today.
Make just exactly.
Right?
And it's a step
a list
by
for
step.
tomorrow.
Yep.
Like, here's what I want to do in a year. Here's what I want to do in a month. Here's what I want to do in a week. Today.
Yep.
In the next 5 minutes.
Done.
Coffee.
Yeah.
Awesome.
More coffee. We need more.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining us today for the Face Your Grace podcast. We love that you are here, and we can't wait to see you next time.